What do you guys think happens when we die? You stop fearing death, that's for sure. So I've had several near-death experiences of various kinds. 2 traumatic head injuries resulting in extended loss of consciousness. 1 very close call with strep as a young kid resulting in life-threatening fever. And these definitely inform my view. My experience is that when the body is struggling to hold on to life and basically rerouting all resources to regenerative mechanisms, consciousness kind of dials back, in scope. Pretty similarly to certain types of drug trips I've experienced, especially ketamine. When there's any awareness at all within a near-death state, it's not like normal waking consciousness. It's much more rudimentary. You may be aware of colors, sounds, tactile contact etc., but you tend to lack any conceptual framework for the sensations. You just register a sense and that's that. The parts of your mind that are normally sorting, categorizing, and putting all that data input together to form consciousness aren't really needed for the task at hand, so they kind of just get out of the way. The nature of experience shifts in the direction of what I can only categorize as more dreamlike. Time seems to become distorted. Like in a dream. You might experience what feels like an hour in just a few minutes. There is less of a cohesive, grounded sense of personality. We normally can rely on our ego mechanisms to sort and process incoming information. When this is more or less stripped away, awareness is more like a stream of jumbled phenomena. It's easy to lose any sense of self in the mess of unsorted experiential information. My extrapolation from these experiences is that as one gets closer and closer to death, the final shutdown of the brain, the conscious experience may very well continue distorting and dilating indefinitely. At that final point in spacetime between dying and final, ultimate shutdown, the nature of our consciousness would be absolutely nothing like the consciousness we've been familiar with over the course of life. I think it's reasonable to presume that all the various conceptions of afterlife cooked up by the world's religions could be interpretations of the literal experience of the moment of dying. The dying person might experience the very moment of their dying for centuries. We do this kind of thing in dreams, experiencing years in the course of just 6 to 8 hours, and that's just routine unconsciousness. When you're down to just that one last flicker of firing neurons before it all goes black, who's to say what our perception of the scope of time would feel like? I'm hoping to meet up with my dog and cross the Rainbow Bridge with him. But I'm afraid nothingness awaits. I like to think of it like a deep sleep but with no dreams when you are asleep but are not dreaming. You are completely unaware of yourself, where you are, or even that you exist. I think death is probably the same. When my grandfather's health had declined to the point it was clear he would not recover, he was offered counseling to help him prepare for the end. Not a particularly religious man, but raised Christian, he chose to have a few sessions with a priest to talk about life, the end of it and possibly an afterlife. The priest asked him, "You are going to die soon. How does that make you feel?" To which my grandpa answered, "I don't know. I've never done it before. I wish that when my time comes I'll feel the same acceptance and will be as down to earth as that man. My example and my hero. We don't know and all we can do is wait and see. I am okay with that. Hopefully the ketamine rush. I legitimately have no clue at all and don't want to waste time guessing. What I hope happens is I can somehow interact still with all the people I've loved in my life. I know that's really optimistic. But if I could decide what happens, I'd love for that to be true. The only thing that I'm pretty sure of is that a human body and mind are limited in perceptive capacity. I think whatever does happen, it's not going to be what I expect. Edit. Thanks for the badges and upvotes, people. I hope you all have a good day. I will tell you when I discover it. Sorts by controversial. Don't you know where you were before you were born? You're going back to that stuff. Probably like sleep, except you don't dream or wake back up. The student loan people go after our families. Death is just another path. One that we all must take. The gray rain curtain of this world rolls back and all turns to silver glass, and then you see it. White shores and beyond. A far green mountain under a swift sunrise. J.R.R. Tolkien. If we're lucky, someone deletes our browser history. Exact same thing as before we were born. The ones who love us will miss us. Keanu Reeves. Well, if The Good Place taught me anything, it's that there's a lot of penis flattening in the afterlife for those that are assholes. All I know is, I don't wanna have my ghost penis flattened over and over for eternity. I like to think it's an afterlife reliving my life from the beginning. But as the actor and also director, everything plays out the way it did. But at any point, I would be able to pause and rearrange whatever I wanted. People would say what I wish they'd said. I say what I wish I'd said. I just want a do-over. You know? ETA. I am an atheist. But if there's an afterlife, this is what I wish for. Picture a wave in the ocean. You can see it, measure it. Its height. The way the sunlight refracts. And then it crashes on the shore and then it's gone. But the water is still there. The wave was just a different way for the water to be for a little while. That's one conception of death for a Buddhist. The wave returns to the ocean, where it came from, and where it's supposed to be. Chidi Anagonye. The Good Place. I hope I get to see my mom and grandpa. I miss them so much. There is as yet insufficient data for a meaningful answer. I just want to hold my sons again and never have to let go. Edit. You all have absolutely melted me. I cry whenever I type something about my boys, and you have all brought more tears to my eyes. It is so sad to see others go through this, but somehow eerily comforting knowing it is natural and I am not alone. I do not deserve the awards, but it means so much that people have thought enough of me to give them. And to even comment, I am thinking of you.